What's going on, everybody? Anthony here. 6 Scale Mafia in the Morning, episode 35. My friends, it is early. It is morning time for me. My friends on the West Coast and anywhere else, afternoon for everybody on the other side of the world, my friends. So, what's good, man? We got Tekken Wrecker last night. I briefly talked about it on Lael's show, so maybe you guys want to check that out. If you haven't already, we kind of touched on it a little bit last night, but it's pretty interesting. So they've pretty much completed the team, right? Pretty much. So things are a little different, right? I know there's some people in the chat, some people in the groups, people that have messaged me looking into it a little bit differently now, right? Now that we know that this team is present, minus Omega, which, that's up for debate. Some people would prefer to, like to have her. I get it. Some don't. The fact that basically the team is done, though, kind of changes a little bit, right? I think some people are more inclined to pick them up now. So anyway, before we really kind of get into it, man, I just want to say what's up to everybody this morning. Thank you for coming in so early. Some guy in the house, my man, 16 Shape. What's up, everyone? What is good, dude? Single songwriter in the house as well. These Bad Batch figures look wild because they have a live action look to them. I see a little bit Tamora Morrison and all of them. Dude, I'm digging the more live action style look, personally, and we can talk a little bit about that. Mr. Mom, also, what's good, my man? Thank you for coming through. Windman, what's good, dude? I haven't bought any yet, see, right? But now I'm ready since they made the full set -1. I'm enjoying season 2 quite a bit. I haven't seen season 2 yet. I've been stacking them up, and I'll take a look at them at some point. But for the most part, I like season 1. For the most part, some of it they kind of go all over the place. Some of it feels kind of fillerish, but the overarching story is pretty cool, man. So tempted to get all of them. Yeah, dude, I feel you. 16 Shape now finish the real team Hot Toys. Give us Victor Stone. I know. Look, Cyborg's coming, man. Cyborg is coming, my friend. See who else is in the chat here. Payton 23. What is good, my man? And Frostbite. I can't get over how cheap Wrecker is. I was expecting 350 easy. Yeah, so 290 bucks. I mean, we're still looking at $300 figures here, though, guys. We're still looking at $300. Is it cheap? I guess it is, but it's still pretty expensive, right? Pre-Imperial era, since Crosshair is on the team. Yeah, exactly. So, but look, I think it's pretty dope. Alvin J in the house. What is up, my man? Jose, here it is. What was that? Oh, Grand Admiral, my man. Shout out to the shirt, my man, John Comforter, the Fog. Yes, sir. Doc Smizzle in the house. What's good, Doc? I couldn't pre-order fast enough. Yeah, but see, do you have the first 2 already? Because see, that was the thing. That was my apprehensiveness. Is I didn't want to get into it if they weren't going to make the rest. Once we saw Crosshair, I kind of had an idea. I was like, all right, they're probably going to do it, but you never know with Hot Toys, guys. You never know. What is the update on my 66 Batmobile? Well, I'm glad you asked. So my power cord and batteries will be here tomorrow. I just got the shipping notification that it's scheduled for delivery for tomorrow. So fingers crossed on that. We're going to see what happens when those come in tomorrow. I will definitely update everybody on the situation. This is so tempting, but I have to draw the line somewhere. Unfortunately, even though it's so amazing, I can't go down these cartoon lines. Bro, it's... Look, this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one because... So all my Star Wars minus the OT, I have a couple of figures to represent each Star Wars IP. Right? Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, episode 1. Right, that's it. So on and so forth. So I have a couple characters for each Star Wars IP. But 5 is not that bad because you can get the whole team and you can be like, all right, cool. This is just the Bad Batch representation right here. You just got the team. It's fine. I don't feel like the Bad Batch is a line that's going to go too deep where you feel like as a collector or as a fan that you want to go like all down the path, right? I'm not sure. What do you guys think about that? Bob Dylan in the house. What's up, Bob? Says, would love to get the full set, but no space for them. Sadly, will live vicariously through Doc and Commander Green. Hell yeah, dude. Slogan16 also in the house. What's good, my man? Let's see who else is in the chat here, and then we'll pull them up. Animated is kind of rough. Watches, yeah, it's a little tough, man. You know, some of them are really good though. So, what's up, Commander Green? You know I am, Bob. Hell yeah, dude. Master Bill Bro in the house as well, man. Good morning, my friend. What is good? Thank you guys for coming through, man. So here's the thing, like, so because depending on your status, right, and depending on your level of fandom, like I know some people will be like, oh cool, Bad Batch, I'll get all those. They'll have the, you know, they have their Cody, they have their Rex, you know, they'll throw in some 501st, so, you know, they'll mix it, you know, I get that, and that's really cool. But for me, I was like, I'm not going that deep in Clone Wars, you know. It's just too expansive for me considering all the other IPs that I'm in. However, having the Bad Batch team essentially completed, I think having 5 of them together is going to look amazing, and you can pretty much stop right there. In my opinion, that's all I would need personally. Yeah, Christmas for Space, it's hard, but I think like all shows have that, right? All shows kind of have some filler episodes. I mean, the Clone Wars, man, dude, there was so much like just filler episodes in all the Clone Wars. Some of the I mean, it sucks because the way they write some of these filler episodes, they will have a little bit of a B plot that actually, you know, adds to the overall arc of the story, right? Even though like the whole episode consists of Jar Jar Binks and some lame mission or something, right? But then there's still other like notes of story in there that follow the main story. So then you're like, damn, I kind of still want to watch all this because there's more involvement there. But I get it. I get how some are, you know, hey, some of these episodes feel kind of skippish, but I think that goes with everything. I think that goes with all types of shows for the most part. Master Bilbro says, getting them all. Wrecker's head sculpt is great. Would have loved to have his head sculpt with his smirk smile that he always has. Yeah, but I think it still looks amazing, dude. These things are like they're looking top notch. They're looking top notch. Evo in the house was good, my man. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, exactly. Even the fillers connect some of the main story. So it's difficult, man. It's difficult. 6 scale, bro. Look, this is the same thing as me though, right? Like I'd love these, but I'm all in with 40th Jedi, and so am I. But you know, for me, I'm justifying this as the fact that I'm only really going in 5 deep, right, for the team. You get the 5, you bow out, you're like, all right, cool, don't need any more. The problem that I face though is that because I haven't seen season 2, but I know there more Republic Commando stuff's coming in, and I always liked that. I liked the video game back in the day on the computer, on PC. I think it was on the first Xbox too, but I played it on PC anyway. I like Republic Commandos, so I don't know if they're gonna end up doing that. But you know, just looking at tech, this is one thing I like about these Bad Batch figures though, because they have a lot of versatility as a figure, right? Because you have like, even like right here, you have 3 different styles of displays. You're seeing that with most of these Bad Batch, you know, all their helmets are unique, all their sculpts are very unique. I like the fact that they have gone down, they're following suit with what Hot Toys has been doing, where they're making them more live action rather than the animated counterparts, like Sideshow, right? Sideshow's doing the Clone Wars animated style. Hot Toys is doing them in more of a realistic style, and I dig that. to some of the chat here while we move around. Blitz says, in the show, I find Wrecker pretty annoying, but the figure's pretty damn nice. Head sculpt is amazing. I wouldn't break up the team anyway. Yeah, it looks pretty damn good, dude. Overall, right? I think overall as a team, they're gonna look super badass. I got a poll in the chat right now too, guys. I have actually 41 votes here. I was asking, are you guys getting, because this is an interesting, this is interesting now that the team is out, right? I want to know what people's thoughts are on that. Like, are you all in? Right? Because I mean, there's people in the chat, there's people in the groups, etc. People messaging me, hey, look, the whole team's out. I think I'm gonna get it now, right? Or are you just picking up a few, or only one, or surprisingly, half of the votes just straight up not for me, which I totally understand, right? Totally get that. But it's interesting to see now that we know that there's a team. Are people really wanting to get these at the end of the day? Be like, hey, look, now you have an opportunity, because I understand the reservations. I'm part of it too, where I was like, well, I don't really know if I want to get it if they're not going to drop us the team. So now we actually have an opportunity. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see. Omega, Bob. Yeah, I mean, that's neat. But for me, I would just take these 5 for me, but still pretty cool, man. Oilers, my man, what's good, dude? He says tech feels a bit off, but I like it. I want Omega the most, honestly. They may still make her. How do we know they aren't rushing these out because they're making the Bad Batch 2 ones as well? Well, that is a distinct possibility. That is absolutely a possibility with Disney, wanting to put stuff out, and Hot Toys is just cranking out everything. So depends on your level of fandom, right? Depends on your level of fandom. Do you want to have, let's say assuming for a moment they do it, right? Assuming they drop season 2 outfits. What level of fandom is it for you? Do you want all of the season 1 stuff, and then do you want them all again in different, outfits, so on and so forth? What if they keep doing that, right? How much of a fan are you of Bad Batch to do that? Would you do that, or would you, hold on to your seasons 1s for a while and then sell them, kind of cannibalize your collection, and then go with the new version and so on and so forth? I mean, I don't know. For me, I can look at it as like, well, this is their first season, this is how they were introduced from their show, and kind of leave it at that, right? Let's hit some chat here and we'll pull up some more of these pictures. Euler says these were the 2 I would consider buying more over the others. I don't really care for Hunter and Crosshair's design. Yeah, see, that's a tough one for me because I think they all look great, but then I figure me as my personal taste, if I get them, I get them all, right? Because there's just 5 of them and I don't want to have them separate. But then I know others that just got Echo, just because he's, the way he's, all his parts and stuff, he's all techie and droided, all the little mechanical stuff. Some people just wanted him for that. For me, I think I would want to have, I would want the whole team here. So other than Rogue One, I'm strictly OT. As far as like lines, I mean, I'm all OT, but I don't mind having a little, like I said, I have a little bit of representation of each Star Wars IP. So I don't mind getting the 5 in this sense, right? Because not every IP of Star Wars am I getting like a minimum of 5 figures. Usually I get like 2 for the other IPs and that's it. The whole team looks amazing together. It does. And I know we saw that with Wrecker, in Wrecker's photos, which we'll look at here. But I mean, as far as tech, I'm digging it. I'm really digging how each team member is very unique. Whether it's the helmets, whether it's the head sculpts. This is interesting though, right here. Are they teasing a new battle droid? Are they going to put this out? Call it, the Bad Batch droid. It's very interesting. I will pass on season 2 armor. Disney Hot Toys can keep that season 2. Yeah, right. So I mean, Brandon, my man, What's good, dude? I said I would love to have them all, but damn, they're not top tier characters for me, and that's okay, right? That is okay. You don't have to get everything, so I totally understand that. You know, for example, I mean, I look at all the Obi-Wan stuff, right? All the Inquisitors and the Purge Troopers with Vader, and I'm like, wow, that's like a really cool. I can see it in my head, I like on my shelf. I'm like, that would be a really cool looking display. But I don't care enough, you know, at the end of the day, I don't care enough about the show or the characters to warrant that type of purchase for the Obi-Wan show, right? As cool as they look, because I could see it. I'm like, dude, they'll look so cool all together, but I don't need them. I can admire other people's collections for that, you know, look at that and be like, wow, man, I'm glad you picked those up. They look really good together. Is that some Mudhorn egg juice you're drinking? I mean, straight from the cantina. Shout out to Aries. Yeah, man, coffee, man, caffeine and nicotine, man. That's what I run on. I'm still waiting for Hunter and Echo to hit deep discounts. Yeah, they probably still will. They probably still will. But see, now here's the problem though, because now, right now we see that the team is available. So as we can already see with people in the chat, some who were not going to get these are now wanting to get the whole team. So it's a little tough. It's a little tough, right? Because for a little while, yeah, you're right. Like Echo and Hunter, they've been kind of, you see them in the BSTs, you see them kind of cheap. How is that going to affect them now that, I mean, they're still in stock, so it's not like a, you know, there's no like FOMO there. There's no fear of missing them. They're still there. But I'm wondering how that's going to affect their sales now, knowing that there's a team that's going to be fully available, right? So does that mean you're getting Ahsoka? The Mando Ahsoka, dude, I'm still like on the fence, man, because I would rather have an Ahsoka from her own show when she comes out. So it's up to debate, bro. I don't know yet. I don't know what I'm doing with her. Bad Batch though, I'm gonna get these guys because, like I said, you know, a shelf of 5 is gonna look really cool together. Just having the team, and I'm cool with that. I'd be totally cool with that. Big Rig, what is good, my man? What is up, Arizona, bro? What's up, man? It's a little chilly today, but it's gonna start to get warm, dude. It sucks. Check the weather forecast, man. We're hitting them mid 80s in a couple days. Before you know it, it's gonna be like 110 out here, man. I hate it. But anyway, so tech is, yeah, dude, this is pretty sweet, dude. Not gonna lie. Being able to have this whole team, man, is freaking amazing. And you know, they're not that bad, right? What was it, like 270 for tech, I think, and 290 for Wrecker. We're still looking at $300 figures though, guys. I'm just saying, we're still looking, these are still $300. That is definitively the new norm for Hot Toys. We can debate back and forth, you know, is $300 a justified amount of money for these figures or not? But it doesn't really matter at this point, right? Because that's the price. We want to buy them. That's what we're gonna have to get them for, or we find them cheaper through other outlets. But just the MSRP alone, we are now in the $300, the new norm price range, dude. So kind of sucks. Yeah, so his face isn't quite as thin, but I feel like because they're not trying to go with that hard lined animated style, right? So I'm okay with these changes because they look more akin to live action counterparts. But I understand what you're saying. I totally get that. The interesting thing though about it is, I think, and I'm gonna pull up the shots of Wrecker here. Let me pull these guys up in a sec. But the interesting thing about it to me is that they're all uniquely identifiable by their own rights. I never felt that way with the Clone Wars figures, even though the Clone Wars figures also followed the same suit with trying to look more like real life counterparts. Maybe it's just me, but I know because I've seen it, but just through a casual eye, I feel like when you look at like Rex and Cody, you know, Jesse and all these clones, I'm like, well, they all look the same to me, just slightly different colors. But I feel like they all still kind of look very, very similar, which they kind of are, you know, obviously with clone. But with the Bad Batch, I feel like each figure looks extremely uniquely different than the other one. And that is the appeal for me anyway. That's the appeal for me. But let me bring up Wrecker. Wrecker's big, man. He's what, 13 inches, right? He's like 33 centimeters. He's a big guy, man. Big dude. Excuse me. Preparing single songwriter says, prepare my mind for prices of Return of the Jedi 40th. I will get them all. That's a big problem too, right? Because with Return of the Jedi, I don't know if I'm gonna get, I mean, I'll get everything they drop, but if they drop I hope they don't reissue anything, dude, because I own everything. So I'm gonna have to see what they drop. If they drop anything that's a 2.0 and it's like a worthy 2.0, then I'll probably get it. Anything new Return of the Jedi, I'm absolutely getting. That's tough, man. We'll hit up a little bit more with the chat here, and then we'll kind of take a look at Wrecker here as we do that. Oilers Workshop says Tech's face doesn't need to look like the show. He just needs to look like he's a gamer with a high metabolism. Hell yeah, dude. That's funny. Hunter's pretty much Space Rambo. Yeah, dude, totally is, man. Totally. Jose says, why not just get this Ahsoka? And if you like the show one better, you sell her off. That way you have one in your collection for 2-3 years. And that's partly what I was considering. Because the one thing about the Mando Ahsoka is I do like the samurai kind of vibe she's got going on. And I feel like that may end up changing in her new show, because that's what they all do. It's all marketing, right? They will constantly change outfits, change looks, for products, man, you know, for merchandise. So, and then when she comes out, I may not like that new one. So I mean, it's a good point. That is one thing I am considering, that very point that you bring up there. So I just haven't decided yet. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. The problem is, Mafia, there's just too much coming, too much content from Star Wars, Mando, Ahsoka, 20th Clones, 40th Return Jedi, Acolyte, Skeleton Crew. Dude, there's a lot, man. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. You're absolutely right. If you can say all clones look the same, then that means they did a good job. Well, yeah, I mean, they did, no doubt. It just, for me, it's not so much, you know, it's not so much for me, my taste. I bet Record, yeah, he's 33 centimeters, bro. So, you know, unless you're trying to insinuate something else, but yeah, I mean, look at this team, guys. I mean, when you have them all together, bro, it's pretty awesome. Tech might be my favorite design. Looks kind of Splinter Cell-esque, which I find super dope. Sam Fisher, man, yeah, shout out to Splinter Cell. He does have the, you know, that's very reminiscent. It really does. Return of the Jedi is going to be a big money sink, bro. Can you imagine if it's not and it's like a fucking dud, like Empire Strikes Back 40th was? I hope not, man. I hope not. Yeah, I would love a Rancor if they actually did it. That would be the shit. We'll hit a little bit more chat while we're flicking through, but this, you know, you could even, and these are relative, like, basic museum poses, and that's completely okay. Like, looking at this photo here, how they are, you can just have this on the shelf just like that, and it looks awesome, dude. It looks awesome. They are definitely reissuing a lot of Return of the Jedi. I hope not, man. I hope not, dude. I hope not. I think Return of the Jedi 40th Luke will be USB lightsaber with rolling eyes. Vader will also have USB. The goodies will be in the bases. All right, we need to talk about this record, but I want to bring that in because, dude, I've already been saying for like 3 years we're gonna get the quarter scale Vader shrunken down, right? That's what we're gonna get for Return of the Jedi. Are they going to take it to the next level like you suggest? Give them rolling eyes? Give them USB lightsabers? Yeah, I think so. I do feel that that will happen. The Luke situation's like, damn, do we already have 3 Return of the Jedi Lukes? Are they going to do it? They probably will, man. They probably will, dude. Dan and Carbonite, what is good, my man? Thanks for coming in this morning. Commander Green says, I understand what you're saying about other clones looking similar, but Jesse's going to stand out to the Republic logo tattoo. Right, the big tattoo, the big face paint. Big tat all over the face. Yes, I agree with that. But for the most part, I'm glad you understand what I mean. Just as my personal like preference, I look at them, I'm like, yeah, all right. But when I look at the Bad Batch, I'm like, all right, these guys all look really, really damn cool. Castro in the house, what's good, man? He says, what's up, man? The question is the first time that Hot Toys completes a line or ensemble. That's fast. Thanks for the live stream. Well, thank you for tuning in, man. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, kind of, dude, because this is a pretty quick turnaround. Excuse me, guys. I had to sneeze. It's a pretty quick turnaround, dude, since they first announced, Hunter and Echo. And now we're like, boom, here you go. So, but some stuff just doesn't get complete, man. I mean, the Justice League wouldn't have got, I honestly believe the Justice League would not have been completed had there been no Snyder Cut Justice League. Seriously. I don't think they were, and it's not because they were not wanting to do Cyborg. I think they just also kind of didn't want to do them in the sense that there's a lot of tooling and R&D required to create Cyborg. And they thought, well, the movie kind of bombed, didn't do that good. We can sell the Supermans and all this and stuff, Batmans. But then the Snyder Cut came out and they're like, well, hey, now we have an opportunity, so it's strange. But to answer your question, they don't really do a whole bunch, man. And they've completed it pretty damn quick, dude, in my opinion, right? So these are going to come out sometime next year, and then we're going to be good to go. You guys got the whole team. It's pretty sweet. Mario, my man, cannot be here right now, because I feel that they could release the ultimate Jedi Luke in quarter scale to go with the quarter scale Vader. Makes sense to me. What up, yo? Man, dude, a quarter scale Luke would be freaking sweet. Of course, I sold my quarter scale Vader, but that would still be really badass, dude. That would be really badass. Let's see what else. Amir in the house. What is good, my man? How you doing, man? Yes, our poll. We have 75 votes right now in the poll. I'm very interested in hearing your guys' thoughts, my friends. Are you buying all these? Because now that's the thing, right? Now it's not like a matter of, oh, I feel like getting them or I don't feel like getting them. It's just now that we all know as members in the community, we see the whole team's out. Then you got to think, okay, shit. It's kind of like when Cyborg dropped. The only problem with that was when Cyborg dropped, a lot of the Justice League were already gone. But it's almost similar in that sense where people are like, well, whoa, shit, now that the team's out, I kind of want to get into it. So that's why I was checking out with the poll with you guys, because I'm really interested in hearing what everybody has to say about that. I know myself and others were kind of like, I don't really want to get them. Let's see what happens if they drop the whole team. Well, the whole team's dropped, so that kind of changes things, right? At least for me, it does. Batman Collectibles, thank you so much, my man. $10 super chat, dude. Says, well, I ended up canceling my DeLorean. Just don't want to deal with the headache. Thankfully called Sideshow and explained my worries. They canceled and refunded my NRD. Well, first of all, thank you so much, my man, for the super chat. This is a tough one. This is a tough one because I have my DeLorean. It's paid off. I'm waiting for it to ship. I just don't think I can do it, man. I just don't think I can cancel it. I don't. I mean, I appreciate that you made that decision, man. And I totally understand why. But because of my love, I mean, not to say that my love is greater than yours. I'm sure obviously if you wanted a DeLorean, you love Back to the Future. But for me, I'm just like, damn, I just really want to have it. I was so, I really missed out on that first one. And I'll go the extra mile if I have to. I'm going to mod the shit out of it. I'm going to epoxy it, do whatever I can to increase the structural integrity of, everything, which sucks, but it is what it is, man. But I'm telling you guys, as soon as mine's here, I'll do an unboxing. Hell, I'll probably even do a live unboxing. Let's just open it up together. Let's see what happens. Hope for the best. There are some who have a decent DeLorean. So is it a fluke? Is it the entire run? I don't know. But thank you, my man. I do appreciate it, man, for the super chat. We're going to find out, though. We're going to find out, man. We're 100% going to find out. Doc Smizzle says, I would probably get that for my quarter scale Vader, but I just don't want any more big figures like that unless there's something like Avatar figures. I totally get that, bro. Like, that's kind of why I got rid of my quarter scale Vader. He was so badass, but he's pretty big, and I don't have, for what I'm trying to do and with the space that I have, he had to go. Sometimes sacrifices have to be made, We can't have everything, my man. The DeLorean is testing a lot of collectors. It is, bro. It is. I need Boba's sister Omega. Then the line will be complete. And I still won't buy them all. Probably just take an Omega, maybe Wrecker. And that's fair. It's not for everybody, right? There's some people in the chat that are only getting one. Some are just getting a couple. So I totally get it. My man, I'm pretty sure this is Dan in the house. 6 Scale Reviews. Shout out, man. Go sub to Dan and Dre over there if you guys haven't already. He says, I'm all in on this set. Got Echo Hunter coming at the end of the month and got to pre-order the rest. Yeah, dude, it's going to look dope. I totally get it, man. It's going to look exactly like totally just right there, bro. Now that they're all out, folks are seeing how glorious they all look together. Boom. You're right. Doc Smizzle says, don't cancel. All the broken ones means less in circulation. It's a grail in the making. That is a good point. And someone is going to hack together that power toggle bypass. I am confident of that. Doc, my man, you're already reading my mind, dude. Myself and Denobi the wheels are already spinning. The difference is I don't have mine yet. His replacement's already on the way. And I know he's gonna gut it, right? He's gonna gut it and go all in. So when mine gets here, I'm basically gonna do the same because we got to look inside and see how that works, and a toggle will be achieved because that's a big deal. And I don't want to segue too hard into the DeLorean, but for me, that's a bitch because I have everything on smart plugs and power switches behind me. So the fact that every time I would, turn on my display every day, you would have to open up your cases, go under the hood and turn the DeLorean back on every single day. Not cool. So yeah, there's that. My man says, I do love these though, and I actually like the head sculpt. I actually like the head sculpts a lot too. I'm not gonna lie. There was right here it is. The detail, scar textures, and paint application. What do you guys think about that? I mean, realistically, because I think this is sick. Now, can you imagine if they did like some Dark Side Anakin or some type of Sith character with this type of detailing, coming through on the face? Like, that would be something, man. That would be something. Keep with it. It's a personal decision. I just can't. Chair not glued is one thing. I agree with that. Not a big deal. You can re-glue the chair. But those wheels breaking is an entirely different situation. You're right. I want to be very careful with mine. I'm going to be opening mine up, dude, and doing like a 100-point inspection. I'm going to grab my gloves. We're going to take it out very slowly. And anyway, we'll talk about the DeLorean later, guys, because there's a lot. You can message me later too if you want, bro. I can kind of fill you in a little bit on the details and go from there. Yes, Combat Evolve, my bro in the house. Hit that like button and subscribe. Yes, sir, my friend. Thank you so much. We are road to 5K, ladies and gentlemen. 100 in the chat. Appreciate hitting the like, man. Definitely helps with the channel. 100%. Let's go through a little bit more. Happy that Hot Toys did the team. I really wish they had done that with Rogue One. Yeah, dude. That was the other thing. We never got Rogue One finished. Irritates me, man, to no end. That's another reason why I ended up getting rid of them, because I don't need the whole IP. I don't want to chase a whole IP. And on top of it, you never finished it. So I was like, what a shame. And they may, that's the problem. They may. But how long has it been, dude, from Rogue One? And we still don't have, like, Base Malbus. Still don't have Cassian Andor. You know, so it's like, I don't know if they're ever going to complete it. I think they've just moved on at that point. Oiler says, I'm tempted to get Wrecker and custom paint Maori face tattoos on him. That would be cool, dude. That would be cool. Saw Crash. Yeah, they look incredible. They really do. It's Vin Diesel. Hey, some people say Vin Diesel. Some people say Arnold. There could be worse people that you can look like. It's pretty badass, dude. It's pretty badass. And clocking in at 13 inches too. I mean, he's a big one, man. He's like heavy Mando, kind of, right? I really do like the style though. And that's the cool thing about these guys, is like they look badass with the helmets on, and they look badass with the helmets off. And I don't feel that way with a lot of figures, man, with a lot of characters. So where are the Andor figures? I don't know, dude. Am I in? Yeah, I'm in. You know, like I said beforehand, it was kind of like, well, are they going to make the team? I don't want to get them if they're not going to make the team. But they made the team, so. Yep. I'm in. Can't wait. It'll be cool. Unfortunately, it'll be a while, right? It'll be a while for us to actually have the entire team on display. But, yeah. I think it'll look pretty badass. TX Boy in the house. What is good, man? Thanks for coming through. Dan says, have you ordered Ahsoka yet? She arrived here today and blown away by how good she is in person. I have not yet. Let me know, dude. So is she heavy? Because I don't know, and I'm gonna have to do some research, but I don't know. They didn't advertise it as such, so I'm not sure if she has the skeletal body. And much less are they using the new kind of silicone properties that they're using on Wonder Woman 84 or what they're using on Bane? I don't think so. I think she was before they started doing that. So as far as production's concerned, I don't know. But yeah, let me know, man, if she's at least, because I'm interested. I am. You know, man, my wife loves the team. I am in too. Well, thank you, my man. Yeah, they look cool. They look really good together, man. I'm not gonna lie, dude. And you can just get those in my opinion, just have the 5 and be like, bam, Bad Batch right there on the shelf. That's all you need. At least that's all I would need. She's crazy heavy. Feels like she's got a Terminator under that orange hide. That's what I want to know. That's good, dude. Bad Batch is technically not prequel stuff, since the show is after the Revenge of the Sith stuff. Well, and that's why I've been kind of digging it, because we never really had much of a explanation or story that leads into the conscription, right, of stormtroopers, and that's where we're heading, in the show. So I like that. I like where it's going. I find these guys pretty damn cool looking. And now we have a team. Like, straight up, that's pretty badass. We're 91 votes in the chat, man. 46% of you guys are all in. 5% say you're just getting a few. 3% say I'm only getting one. And an overwhelming 45% say not for me. So half the chat's all in, half the chat's not in at all. Essentially so far. I'm gonna let this run until we get like 100 votes and we'll go from there. But that's interesting to know. They are prequel, but they're also in an interesting spot, right? But that's okay. They can be prequel. You don't have to be like all in on every line. It's whatever you want though, right? Clone Wars is before Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, but I don't know the timeline personally. Is Bad Batch after Revenge of the Sith? Or is it like right before it? And I haven't seen season 2, so I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see. Joey says, I feel like Hot Toys didn't see the cash in the Andor line. Yeah, that's probably, you know, I don't know if it's because Andor is more of a slow burn dramatic show that may be geared more towards adults. And is Hot Toys looking at that and being like, well, it doesn't really feel like these figures are marketable as Hot Toys, right? I think people would still buy Andor figures, but they might be looking at it like exactly that. They're not very toyetic. Maybe they're just glossing over it, or maybe they are coming and they just haven't announced anything yet, right? We don't know. We don't know yet. So, Commander Thorn, yes, the Bad Batch show is after Revenge of the Sith. Okay. So it's interesting, dude. Yeah, I know they were brought in on season 7, Clone Wars, but do you consider them prequels? I guess if it's pre A New Hope, then I guess you call it a prequel. Is that what we're doing? Anything before A New Hope? Bad Batch is after episode 3, transition from clones to stormtroopers and the rise of the Empire. Yes, the Galactic Empire, my man. So yeah, so I'm curious. Curious what you guys think on that one. Andor season 1 figures will come out right before Andor season 2. Hot Toys marketing 101. Yeah, you're probably right. They'll probably show up at some point, right? Anyway, guys, I don't know. The fact of the matter is that we do have the whole team. Then it's up to you as a collector. Do you want the entire run? Prequel era. Yeah, I mean, it is before the OT, right? So I guess that's how we look at things, right? Anything that's before the original Star Wars movie is prequel. So then what is Rogue One? Would you say, oh, Rogue One's a part of the prequels? Please let me know. Because by that logic, Rogue One's part of the prequels. And I would disagree with that. So I don't know. Bad Batch is an in-between cool. Yeah, I mean, so I know it's interesting, man. I don't know. I feel like Crosshair Empire outfit will be a Toy Fair exclusive. They could do that. They could do that, bro. That's a good point. They could absolutely do that. Can we get Clone Commandos and Imperial Crosshair? That's the thing, bro. The Republic Commando stuff, I loved that game, and I love the designs of those characters. If Hot Toys drops those, man, I would have to get them, dude. If nothing else, simply for the fact that it has a little nostalgia to me from the video game. Are we talking about the logistics of the show or the characters themselves? I think that's causing confusion. That's a good point. I mean, I'm looking at it just as a show, from a show standpoint. Do we say that, you know, anything prior to A New Hope is labeled prequel. Not too sure. Rogue One is more of a prologue to the OT. Yeah, but then you're kind of mincing opinions though, right? I mean, it is, but do you just call it that and leave it alone? It's not really prequel era, right? Like clones are prequel era. So I get where you're coming from with stuff like this. You're like, well, it's prequel era, so. Where the hell is Andor, dude? I don't know, man. Yo, I'm all in, bro. You give me Revan, Malik, Mission. You give me all. You get, Carth Onassis, dude. HK-47. I will take the entire Knights of the Old Republic line. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Man, is Hot Toys ever gonna do it? I don't know. 4K Media Guy, man, what is good, my man? He says, I think they look awesome, but gonna pass and wait for the Return of the Jedi announcements. That's a big one. I'm absolutely all in on Return of the Jedi. But I feel like with 5 characters and that's it, I can budget and manage accordingly and get these 5 figures and just be like, cool, I'm good. I just want those 5. That's all we need. Because they're spaced out. But my fear is Return of the Jedi gonna drop heat. Drop like 9 figures or something and then be like, damn. Yes, dude, with or without armor, bro. Yeah. That's a problem for me too, because I will get everything Knights of the Old Republic. I will. The Thor, what is good, my man? Thank you for coming through, dude. It is cool to see the start of the Empire in the show. That's what I find interesting, right? You get to see that build that's building into. I like that, dude. I wonder what Omega would look like if they made her. Well, tiny, right? So we'll have to see. Or they will make her, but they'll make her later on, right? Because we don't know how long the Bad Batch is going to go for. And we don't know how long Hot Toys is going to put out Bad Batch figures. What if the show goes for 7 seasons? Will they announce figures for every season? Maybe. Is it as successful as The Mandalorian? Because you know they're doing that shit with Mando. The Mando line is insane. They could potentially follow that same path with the Bad Batch, but I'm not sure. I feel like Omega's gonna pop up in Mando or Book of Boba Fett. That would be they want to intertwine stuff, dude. I know they're trying to do this. Is it possible for them to do it? Yeah, most likely. Right? I mean, what they're doing with the Mando show and Ahsoka, I mean, they're already bringing in Clone Wars stuff in there, right? They're bringing in Bo-Katan. You got Sabine. There's a lot of stuff they're bringing in from the animated stuff into live action. So I wouldn't surprise me, dude. It wouldn't surprise me. But as a whole, this team looks really badass together, man. Shit, we're already over 100 votes. It's pretty split down the middle there. 49% are all in. 44 not for me. Throw a wig on Tamora and done. You could do something. Yeah, sure. I get that. That's funny, man. OG fan in the house. What's good, my man? He says, I'm stoked with all these announcements. I said from day one, I will have all of Clone Force 99. I know you will, my man. It's going to look cool together, dude. It totally is. Shit. Knowing Disney, they'll kill off Boba and give her her armor. I hope not. I hope not. I thought I recalled Dave Filoni saying that he had a 4-season plan for the Bad Batch. If you heard that from him, you're probably right. I didn't hear anything, but I don't actively, I haven't listened to anything to know. I haven't heard anything. So I'll take your word for it, man, but we can look into it. If so, then okay, you got a 4-season run. So I don't know, man. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll, though. We are at 104 votes. I'll give it another 30 seconds for those of you who have not voted and want to do so. But yeah, it looks like it. About half the people in the, are like, hey, I'm all in. There's maybe not so much, which I get, especially when you have other heat coming. I get it. Fucking Return of the Jedi is gonna kill me. But in my head, I look at it, I'm like, all right, you know what? I can do these 5 because I can piece them out. If they all dropped at the same time, you're like, you can't do that, right? But I feel confident that I can budget these accordingly, and they'll look really badass together on display. So I'm pretty excited for it. I can see Imperial Cody, Imperial Crosshair as Toy Fair exclusives. You would think they would do that, right? Because everybody wants a Cody. A lot of people missed out on Revenge of the Sith, and they may actually prefer a Bad Batch version over the episode 3 version. So, and it's been a while, to be fair. It's been a while since Cody was released. So I could see it. Has Book of Boba Fett season 2 got the green light? Well, I haven't heard anything official from Disney, so I don't know. And that's the part that sucks, right? Because the world we live in nowadays, social media is a bunch of bullshit's just rampant everywhere. You get all these like opinion piece articles or these clickbait articles from just random ass sites, and people are like, rumor or whatever, season 2 is going into production. And then people share this shit everywhere, and I'm like, well, what's the official source? Disney hasn't said shit. So it's, that's how I always look at it. If nobody officially comes out and gives an announcement, then it's just all bullshit. And that's the unfortunate side, because there's so much stuff out there in the world that does that nobody really knows anything. So much disinformation, dude. Like, and that's just talking pop culture. That's not even talking the rest of the real world problems that we have. So I don't know, man. Most likely Boba comes back in the season of Mando. I just hope they make him look badass. I think he looked badass. I just hope he is badass. I definitely was not happy with the Book of Boba Fett. I actually cannot stand what they did to his character, personally. Bring him back. Make him badass. Make Boba badass again. That should be the hashtag. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. We'll have to see, dude. I hope they do. I just wasn't a fan of Book of Boba Fett. In my opinion, the only great thing about it was the fucking two Mando episodes. So that's it. I mean, I kind of enjoyed a little bit of what was going on with the Tusken Raiders with them, but they didn't do anything with it. So it was just like, well, what was the point of all that shit? There was no payoff. Like, in my head, I was thinking, oh, this is a setup that they're building to, and then the payoff is that the Tusken Raiders were going to come help him defend, at the end with the pikes or something. Nope. So I'm like, well, that was kind of a waste. Why did you do all that? There's no payoff. So I don't know. That may just be me, but that was not a fan. Hot's Hometown Hero in the house. Hello, friends. What is good, my dude? Thank you for coming through, dude. That should be a shirt. Yes, make Boba badass again. I'll design something. I'll put it up on the store, man. I'll put it up on the merch. Fuck it. That'd be pretty good, dude. Exactly. I just hope he is. That's all I care about, man. Fuck. He looks somewhat like himself, facing Cap, like a little bit, but I don't know. Can they fix that debacle? Some things are not repairable. I think they can, dude. I think they can. With the right set of talented writers, I think they can. I mean, the proof is that. I mean, like, I don't like Star Trek Picard season 1 and 2. Thought it was totally not Star Trek. The writing was just a missile to me. Terry Metalis comes in. Picard season 3 is amazing. I actually like the characters. I feel like it's, oh shit, this is like Star Trek now. So it's a testament to show you that, like, good writers, bro. Good writers can make great characters, and they can redeem previous iterations of them. So yeah, I absolutely believe they can fix it. Do they want to fix it? Probably not. Do they want, I mean, so I'm not saying they will do it, but it's definitely possible they could do it. Mando will be going to Tatooine for IG-11 parts, so we may see Boba Fett, and he may help Mando in his quest to go to Mandalore. Yeah, very much. I like the Tusken stuff. The payoff was that he learned to live in a group. I can kind of see that a little bit, but I feel like we should have saw something more. I wanted to see something more, so I feel like it didn't really go anywhere. So I don't know. For me anyway. Retcon Fett and have him get revenge on Mace. So dude, this would be a really cool this would be a really cool paradigm, dude, if they did this in the show. But then it's like, do you want to bring Mace back? Do you want it, honestly? Like, it'd be cool to see Samuel L. Jackson, but do they need to bring back everybody who's dead? Assuming they did, though, it would be kind of cool, because now we know that, you know, Fett's cool with Mando. Mando's protecting Grogu. Grogu's part of this with Mace. Mace has a problem, you know, with Fett because of Jango, and it could create this kind of love triangle drama situation. Like, but it could be good. That could be really good, compelling story. Don't know if they'll do it though, or even if they do, they'll do a good job of it, right? The Pikes was such a small scale. Oh yeah, it was, bro. It was. New shirts, day one pre-order. Well, stay tuned, man. I may do that. I'll make some more merch, man. I legit bought the female Tusken was. So did I. So I don't know. Agent Silver Fox. They snipped off Boba's nuts just like the Hulk. You're not wrong. I really don't like what they did to the Hulk. Whoa! I never saw Mace Windu die. Well, it's heavily implied, right, that he died. They're gonna make him go and slow down or something using the Force, and he's got no arm, and you know, whatever. And I know, right? Listen, somehow Palpatine returned, right? That was the corniest cornball line in that whole trilogy. But not only that because they said that, they basically opened up all possibilities in the Star Wars universe, right? If you can pull some shit like that, then nothing's off the table. I don't know, guys. That's a tough one, dude. Boba Fett does not know Mando met Luke Skywalker. We may just see how he reacts when he finds out. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, dude. Wouldn't that be some compelling story? I would think so. I would very much think so. Chasen, man, what is good, my man in the house? Chasen, what are you at, man? You guys need to go subscribe to Chase. I'm gonna put a link in the chat, dude, for you right now, man. If people want to go subscribe to your channel, that is on them. But I will say, you're at 279 subscribers. Well, check out Chasen, man. He's doing some cool stuff. And he's just kind of getting into the 6 scale game, but he's coming in heavy from statues. Go check him out. He's a friend of mine. You may enjoy his content. Yeah, dude. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. Again, it's all about writing for me. I know we're kind of digressing off that path, but it's still related, I suppose. But if they do good story, I'm all in. I think that's what it comes down to for me. You know, give me the good story. The mediocre stuff, I haven't been feeling. I can't just consume it because it's Star Wars. I just don't have. That's not in me. That's not in my blood to just. And I'm not taking that away from anybody else. If you are all in, just for the sake of it being Star Wars, but. Or Marvel or anything like that, you know, it's hard for me to watch if I can't get into it. So I don't want to waste my time if I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? So, strip him of his mystery and badassery. Yeah, it's kind of how I felt, man. So I don't know. I'm not sure, man. Luke was a job for Boba with Han. It's personal also. It is, man. It is. It is, dude. I think Han might come in season 3, dude. Or this, you know, this Mando. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors that he's around, but we heard that shit last year. So the problem, you know, the problem with all that is it's just, who knows? Nobody really knows. But the fact that Harrison Ford's around filming for Indiana Jones and they're de-aging him and stuff, and he's around Lucasfilm, it was like, I could see that as an opportunity to have him come back. They can de-age him a little bit. Then you've got contract renewals with merchandising, and then you can get a Hot Toys Indiana Jones, young and old version, and you can get a Hot Toys Han Solo from Mandalorian version. I think that would be really damn cool. It's probably wishful thinking, but it'd be really cool, man. Hard to get into it if you don't watch. Well, that's the double-edged sword, right? Because if you watch it and then you're not feeling it, what do you do as a person? If I was like, yo, dude, listen to this band, they're fucking badass, and then you listen to the music I tell you and you're like, I'm not into that. Do I just be like, yo, but you just got to keep listening, you know, just keep listening, man, and you'll end up liking it. And I suppose there's some truth to that in certain things, but it's like, nowadays I think a lot of people, man, we're busy, you know, we have schedules of, you know, shit to do, and it's like, do you have time to invest in something that you're not feeling, right? That's a tough one, especially some older stuff, right? If people are like, oh, you know, like Clone Wars, 7 seasons, most people were like, oh, Clone Wars is, you know, it's good, but it starts out kind of, you know, it really finds its footing, you know, then, or, you know, I've heard a lot of that, and I've watched most of Clone Wars, but my point is something like that's already, you know, well established, and people are having a hard time getting into it. They're just like, yo, when does it, telling me, oh, it gets good is not an incentive for me to continue if you're not feeling it, right? So it's tough, dude. That's tough, man. Han Solo is still a smuggler during the season 3 Mando timeline. Yes, he is. So that'd be really interesting, dude. The good thing about the batch is that for collectors, it's very attainable. It's not 20 figures. That's exactly, bro. That's what I was saying. Like, you can manage and get these 5 figures and be done and just be like, cool, I got that. Did I enjoy Andor in its entirety? Dude, I haven't even finished it, bro. I'm like so behind. I was liking what I saw, but I need to finish it, man. I gotta sit down and watch a bunch of shit one of these days. I've been so busy either with work or with the channel or editing or something that it's just, I need to sit down, bro, and make the time. So who knows, man. Sean, my dude, what's good, man? He says, I was all in when they first announced the Bad Batch. Loved the look of the characters. Then I watched the show and I couldn't get into it. So where are you at now then? I mean, so you enjoy the look of the characters, but you can't get into the show. So are you still all in? Let me know, because that's interesting. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Haas Hometown Heroes, my man, thank you so much for that $5 bomb, dude. He says, I am not watching, so it won't ruin what I love. I have nothing to watch, which makes me bummed. What a vicious circle. Out of sight, out of mind, bro. You know, sometimes that's the case where you're like, I don't really want to get disappointed, so I'm going to just leave this, what I already know, in my head and not dive into anything future that could dilute the way I feel about said property or something. Like, I get that, man. And thank you so much, man. Exactly why I can't commit to the Clone Wars. Totally fair. That's how I am. I won't get all of them. Passing on all the figures. Okay, that's fair. That's 100% fair. I mean, if you're not digging it, then yeah, I wouldn't get it either, bro. Gotta hit the classics. Yeah, man. And that's the thing, like, the OT for me is always going to be timeless. The OT here, this is all timeless to me. I don't feel like it can get ruined. I remember there was this, it wasn't that long ago, where it's no secret I am not a fan of the sequel trilogy by any stretch. And I especially didn't like how Luke Skywalker was handled in The Last Jedi. That did not ruin Luke Skywalker for me, though. It totally ruined my experience in the theater and my expectations of what Disney is capable of doing. But I can always go back and be like, dude, I still have the original trilogy. I still have the EU, which is now called Legends, whatever. I will still read my Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, Last Command, which to me was, and kind of in my head, is the actual sequel trilogy. I know it's not, but that's what I grew up with, and it's a damn good story. So that's my point. Like, I can always go back and be like, yo, Luke isn't ruined for me, right? These characters aren't ruined for me. I feel like anything that Disney's doing is basically fan fiction in my head, and it's up to you as a viewer, like, how you want to interpret it. If you enjoy it, great. If you don't, great. But I wouldn't let anything current or future ruin an IP for me that I've loved most of my life, right? I just won't tune into the new shit if that was the case. I'm like, it's not for me. But it's not going to take away from the joy that Lucas brought me all my life, right? Does that make any sense? Set up a little bit of the chat here, and then we'll probably wrap here in a little bit, guys. 100 in the chat, man. A like button, my friends. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Do appreciate it. We're road to 5K here, guys. Single songwriter says the beauty of the Bad Batch figures is that they probably won't skyrocket in price like Rogue One and New Hope figures did. Probably not. But you don't know. Like, if they keep making Bad Batch stuff and some people just want the season 1 look, it's too early to tell. But you're probably right. But Rogue One was also like a small run too. I mean, and they sat, remember, bro? Rogue One sat forever on Sideshow. I mean, shit, so did like Anakin and all that shit. I mean, it was the dark times. It was because of the sequels. It's just like killed a lot of passion for Star Wars, where a lot of people wasn't buying shit. So I don't know, man. Hated Kenobi, but I pre-ordered Reva. That figure looks incredible. I'm with you on that. I was not a fan of it, but I can't deny that Reva looks really, really good. Hot Toys did an amazing job. I didn't get her though. I erased what Disney did to Luke from my memory banks, so it never really happened. Hell yeah, dude. And that's what we have to do sometimes, right? We can pretend, be like, it doesn't exist. I'm good. Benjamin Ian Green, my dude, what is up, man? Greetings, brother Anthony, and to the entire chat collective. Thanks for coming through, bro. I do appreciate that. Everybody in the chat. Sean says, right there with you, Mafia. I treat sequels as fan fiction. I prefer the stories I grew up with. Heir to the Empire is my sequel for sure. It works for me. My dude. Absolutely right. As I'm getting a lot of alerts here. Let me go through some of the chat here. Is that what this is? My man Hoss Hometown Heroes has gifted 5 6-scale Mafia memberships, dude, to everybody in the chat. Well, shit, my man. Thank you very much, dude. Let's see who became a member gift from Hoth's Hometown Heroes, man. Thank you so much, guys. So Hold My Balls has been gifted a channel membership. Big Dog Pound. Woo, what's up, man? JB as well. King Dingling and Tim Farnsworth. My guys, dude, that is pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool, Hoth, man, dude. Thank you so much, dude. You guys are channel members, man. Come hang out, man. We'll do some channel meetups and cool shit, man. I do a lot with channel members. Hey, you guys can do, you can access the bot now too. Very cool, dude. So true. The dark times, nothing Star Wars. It was, bro, it was crazy. Babu Freak exists. The sequels do not. All right. I'll give you that one. That one's funny, dude. Obi-Wan show was such a yeah, man. Have I seen the Heir to the Empire YouTube series? I have, my friend, from Darth, what's his name? Yeah, the guy from the UK. He's been banging these out for like 2 or 3 years now. It's dope, dude. He's done such a good job because it's just him, making everything and having, so I understand if people are kind of like, oh, the voice acting, whatever. Bro, this is a fan project and it's freaking awesome. I'm a huge fan. I mean, point in fact, like I suspect most of people in the chat know Thrawn from Rebels. I've never seen Rebels, never seen an episode. I know Thrawn from Heir to the Empire. 1991, bro. Like, that's Thrawn for me. And the most recent trilogy that Timothy Zahn came back and did, Thrawn, alliances, with the flashbacks of him and Anakin, and the main story with him and Vader, and then Treason. That was the new canon trilogy of Thrawn. That was good. Then they gave us the prequel Thrawn trilogy with the Chiss Ascendancy, which is also really good, about how he was exiled and or why he was exiled. So, dude, I'm all Thrawn. So it was weird when I heard that he was somehow Thrawn returned, right? Disney scooped him up. But I haven't seen it. So, but to me, like, every reason I love Thrawn was from the novels, every single one. Give me a life-size Babu Frick. Hell yeah, dude. The second sister would be dope. Yeah, man. And a Cal Kestis. I mean, shit, dude. Yeah, the expanded universe, Disney had it laid out. What a waste. I know, dude. I know. Sucks, dude. They're gonna lose so many fans if they continue with the sequels in Rey. Yeah. They may gain some new ones, but yeah. I just maybe it's just not for us anymore. I don't know. Not sure how Thrawn was in the books, but in Rebels he was a collector himself. He is. I think they probably direct reference a lot of the old material, but yeah, he would study and collect things from cultures to understand them better. He's a very tactical dude, bro. They changed Thrawn's personality a lot. Well, that kind of sucks. If so, but I don't know. I've always, ever since I was a kid, I was like, dude, it's so dope. So, let's see. I'm converting Reva into Mara Jade with Scarlett Johansson Black Widow head sculpt. Dude, that could be kind of cool, dude. That could be kind of cool, man. So anyway, guys, I don't know. We'll probably wrap it, dude. We hit over an hour. This has been fun talking about Wrecker. Talking about tech. It's just kind of cool that the Bad Batch is complete-ish, right? I know some would want, Omega, but having the 5 more than enough. I feel like it's a very doable collection, right? With the 5 figures, I think you can manage this if you want to buy them. Everybody has an opportunity right now to essentially complete this team. That's badass. Nothing's waitlisted, nothing's sold out. What a time to be alive. 2023 is just dropping fucking heat, dude, all over the place. Everywhere in the 6 scale community, there's so much goodness out there. So I also understand why it may be difficult, because there is so much good stuff. I will say this on a final note, though. 2023 is going to be a year that people are going to look back on. I firmly believe that, because the way the economy is right now, shit's stupid expensive. Everything's going up except people's wages. Money's tight. Between the situation now that the whole, the world's gotten back to normal. So many of these companies have scaled down production, but they're all dropping fire. Whether okay, it could be questionable with the DeLorean right now, but you got the DeLorean, you've got Jazz Inc. making stuff, you got Ecto 1, Blitzway coming. Look at all the goodness coming from Hot Toys. You're getting Return of the Jedis, you're getting Clone War anniversaries. There's just so much out there and not a lot of money to be spent. and lower runs that I really feel like people are going to come back and look at 2023 like we've looked at maybe like 2016, 2017. We were like, damn, they dropped so much good shit. And a lot of people are going to miss it. A lot of people are going to miss it. So just food for thought. Anyway, guys, I'll say hi to a couple people who are joining right now, but we are wrapping up. Localoo in the house. Boba Fettuccine in the house. What's happening, folks? What is popping, people? What is up, man? Hit that like button. Yeah, on the way out, man, or right now as we're all wrapping. Let's get to at least 100 likes if we can while we're live. I'm going to end this poll, actually. We're at almost 130 votes as well. I am. So 46% of everybody is all in. 45% not for me. 4% say just a few, and 3% say I'm only getting one bad batch. So that's pretty cool, man. I mean, I get it. It's kind of funny though, because other than just a very small percentage, it's really shifted. It's like all or fucking nothing, dude. If you look at the poll, right? Half the people are like, dude, I'm getting everything. The other half of the votes are like, I'm not getting shit. So, and that's kind of how I feel like with certain things too. It's like, if I'm going to get it, I'm going all in. So it's interesting to see all your guys' opinions on that, man. Seems like a lot of us kind of follow the same collecting habits. So wow, I am really late, man. Yeah, dude, it's all good, man. You can catch the replay though, certainly if you'd like. But we were just discussing a little bit of the Bad Batch, and then kind of went off a little bit on Star Wars tangents as always. Later tonight though, guys, in 7 hours, come check me out on my new show that doesn't have a name. But it's fun. We talk about everything. We're talking tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about X-Men. We're going to kind of go over the old 1982 Frank Miller, Chris Claremont Wolverine run. Talk about this new XM Studios Jean Grey statue that dropped, and talk a little bit about expectations for the new animated show X-Men 97 that'll be coming back. We're talking about a little bit of everything, man. So I don't really know. Yes, it is the show with no name. So I know, right? We'll figure it out, man. But if you guys want to come hear our thoughts and just talk a little bit of stuff that's not 6 scale related, Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to have a few people on. Oleo will be there, 6 scale man. My buddy Miguel over at Toy Box 101. Harry, cinematographer. Mario, of course, El Professoro. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. So that's it, guys. I hope everybody stays safe out there. Be well, and yeah, I got nothing. I'll see you guys in the next one.